First Korínthios. 1 Corinthians. Chapter 1. Paulos, called to be an apostolos of Yahusha Mashiach through the will of Elohiym, and Sosthenes our brother, unto the ecclesia of Elohiym which is at Korinthos, to them that are sanctified in Mashiach Yahusha, called to be kadosh, with all that in every place call upon the name of Yahusha Mashiach, our Adonai, both theirs and ours. Grace be unto you and peace, from Elohiym our Father, and from Adonai Yahusha Mashiach. I thank my Elohiym always on your behalf, for the grace of Elohiym which is given you by Yahusha Mashiach, that in everything you are enriched by him, in all subject and in all knowledge, even as the testimony of Mashiach was confirmed in you, so that you do not fall short in no gift, waiting for the coming of our Adonai, Yahusha Mashiach, who shall also confirm you unto the end, that you may be blameless in the day of our Adonai Yahusha Mashiach. Elohiym is faithful, by whom you were called unto the participation of his Son, Yahusha Mashiach, our Adonai. Now, I exhort you, brethren, by the name of our Adonai Yahusha Mashiach, that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. For it has been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are of Chloe, that there are contentions among you. Now this I say, that every one of you says, I am of Paulos, and me of Apollos, and me of Keph, and me of Mashiach. Is Mashiach divided? Was Paulos impaled for you? Or were you baptized in the name of Paulos? I thank Elohiym that I baptized none of you, but Crispos and Gaius, lest any should say that I had baptized in my own name. And I baptized also the household of Stephanas. Besides, I do not know whether I baptized any other. For Mashiach sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the stake of Mashiach should be made in vain. For the preaching of the stake is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of Elohiym. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the grammatus? Where is the sophist of this world? Has not Elohiym made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of Elohiym, the word by wisdom did not know Elohiym. It pleased Elohiym by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. For the Yehudi require a sign, and the Elene seek after wisdom. But we preach Mashiach impaled, unto the Yehudi a stumbling block, and unto the Elene foolishness. But unto them which are called, both Yehudi and Elene, Mashiach the power of Elohiym and the wisdom of Elohiym. Because the foolishness of Elohiym is wiser than men, and the weakness of Elohiym is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But Elohiym has chosen the foolish things of the world to shame the wise, and Elohiym has chosen the weak things of the world to shame the things which are mighty. And ignoble things of the world, and things which are despised, has Elohiym chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to nothing things that are, that no flesh should boast in his presence. But of him are you in Mashiach Yahusha, who of Elohiym is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption, that, according as it is written, he that boasts, let him boast in Adonai. Chapter 2. And I, brethren, when I came to you, I came not with prominence of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Elohiym. For I decided not to know anything among you save Yahusha Mashiach and him impaled. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Ruach and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Elohiym. Now we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world, that comes to nothing. But we speak of the wisdom of Elohiym in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which Elohiym ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have impaled the Adonai of glory. But as it is written, Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Elohiym has prepared for them that love him. But Elohiym has revealed them unto us by his Ruach, for the Ruach searches all things, yes, the deep things of Elohiym. For what man knows the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so, the things of Elohiym no man knows it, but the Ruach of Elohiym. Now we have received, not the spirit of the world, but the Ruach which is of Elohiym, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Elohiym. The things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches, but which the Ruach Kodesh teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man does not receive the things of the Ruach of Elohiym, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who has known the mind of Adonai, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Mashiach. Chapter 3. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Mashiach. I have fed you with milk, and not with solid food, for you were ready for it, neither now are you still ready. For you are yet carnal. For where there is among you jealousy and quarrel and divisions, are you not carnal and walk as men? For while one says, I am of Apollos, and another, I am of Apollos, are you not carnal? Who then is Apollos, and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom you believed, even as Adonai gave to every man? I have planted, Apollos watered, but Elohiym grows it. So then neither is he that plants anything, neither he that waters, but Elohiym that grows it. Now he that plants and he that waters are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own work hard. For we are co-workers with Elohiym. You are Elohim's farm, you are Elohim's structure. According to the grace of Elohiym, which is given unto me as a wise chief constructor, I have laid the foundation, and another builds thereon. But let every man be aware of how he builds upon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahusha Mashiach. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stalk of grain, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall examine every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work remain which he has built upon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. But he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Do you not know you are the temple of Elohiym, and that the Ruach of Elohiym dwells in you? If any man defiles the temple of Elohiym, him shall Elohiym destroy. For the temple of Elohiym is Kodesh, and you are. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seems to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Elohiym, for it is written, He takes the wise in their own sophistry. And again, Adonai knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore let no man boast in men, for all things belong to you, whether Apollos or Keph, or the world, or life, or death, or things present, or things to come, all belong to you, and belong to Mashiach, and Mashiach belongs to Elohiym. Chapter 4. Let a man so think of us as of the ministers of Mashiach, and stewards of the mysteries of Elohiym. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. But with me it is a very small thing that I should be judged of you, or of man's judgment. Yea, I do not judge my own self. For I know nothing by myself, yet am I not hereby justified. But he that judges me is Adonai. Therefore, judge nothing before the time until Adonai comes, who both will bring to light the hidden things of darkness, and will make manifest the counsels of the hearts. And then shall every man have praise of Elohiym. And these things, brethren, I have applied to myself and to Apollos for your sakes, that you might learn in us not to think of men above that which is written, that no one of you be puffed up for one against another. For who makes you too superior? And what do you have that you did not receive? Now, if you did receive it, why do you boast, as if you have not received it? Now you are full, now you are rich, you have reigned as kings without us, and I wish you really were kings, that we also might be king with you. For I think that Elohiym has set forth us, the apostolos, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a show unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Mashiach's sake, but you are wise in Mashiach. We are weak, but you are strong. You are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour we are hungry and thirsty and naked, and brutally treated and homeless, and feel fatigue, working with our own hands. When insulted, we barak. Being persecuted, we endure it. Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and are the scums of all things unto this day. I do not write these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons I warn you. For though you have 10,000 pedagogos in Mashiach, yet you do not have many fathers. For in Mashiach Yahusha I have begotten you through the gospel. Therefore I exhort you, be imitators of me. For this cause I have sent unto you Timotheus, who is my beloved son, and faithful in Adonai, who shall remind you of my ways which are in Mashiach, as I teach everywhere in every ecclesia. Now, some have become arrogant, as though I would not come to you. But I will come to you shortly, if Adonai wants, and I will know not the speech of them which are arrogant, but the power. For the kingdom of Elohiym is not in word, but in power. What do you want? Shall I come unto you with a stick, or in love, and in the spirit of meekness? Chapter 5. I hear everywhere that there is porneia among you, and such porneia has not even been named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's gynae. And you are arrogant, and have not rather grieved, that he that has done this work might be taken away from among you. For I truly, as absent in body, but present in spirit, have judged already, as though I were present, concerning him that has so done this work, in the name of our Adonai Yahusha Mashiach, when you are gathered together, and my spirit, with the power of our Adonai Yahusha Mashiach, to deliver such man unto the accuser for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of Adonai Yahusha. Your boasting is not good. Do you not know that a little leaven leavens the whole lump? Therefore, cleanse thoroughly from the old leaven, that you may be a new lump, as you are unleavened. For even Mashiach our Pesach is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. I wrote unto you in an epistle not to associate with pornos, yet not in any events with the pornos of this world, or with the covetous, or the extortioners, or with idolaters, for then you would need to go out of the world. But now I have written unto you, not to associate, if any man that is called a brother is a pornos, or covetous, or an idolater, or an abusive, or a drunkard, or an extortioner. With such you must not even eat. For what have I to do to judge them also that are outside? Do you not judge them that are within? But them that are outside Elohiym, judge them. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person. Chapter 6. Do any of you dare, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust, and not before the kadosh? Do you not know that the Kadosh shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Do you not know that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then you have judgments of things relating to the present existence, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the ecclesia. I speak to your shame. Is it so that there is not a wise man among you? No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren? But brothers, go to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers. Now therefore there is commonly a fault among you, because you go to law one with another. Why do you not rather be wronged? Why do you not rather be defrauded? Nay, you do wrong and defraud, and that your brother. Do you know that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Elohiym? Do not be deceived. Neither pornos, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor contemptuous, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Elohiym. And such were some of you. But you are washed, but you are sanctified, but you are justified in the name of Adonai Yahusha, and by the Ruach of our Elohiym. All things are lawful unto me, but not all things are beneficial. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be controlled by anything. Food is for the belly, and the belly for food, but Elohiym shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for porneia, but for Adonai, and Adonai for the body. And Elohiym has both raised up Adonai, and will also raise up us by his own power. Do you not know that your bodies are the members of Mashiach? Shall I then take the members of Mashiach and make them the members of an idolater? Never. What? Do you not know that he which is joined to an idolater is one body? For two, says he, shall be one flesh. But he that is joined unto Adonai is one spirit. Flee porneia. Every sin that a man does is outside the body, but he that commits porneia sins against his own body. What? Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Ruach Kodesh, who is in you, who you have of Elohiym, and you are not your own? For you were bought with a price. Therefore glorify Elohiym in your body, and in your spirit, who are Elohim's. Chapter 7. Now, concerning the things that you wrote to me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid porneia, let every man have his own gainee, and let every woman have her own man. Let the man give away unto the gainee due benevolence, and likewise also the gainee to the man. The gainee has not power of her own body, but the man, and likewise also the man has not power of his own body, but the gainee. Do not deprive one the other, except it is with the consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that the accuser does not tempt you for your self-restraint. But I speak this by permission, and not of commandment. For I want that all men were even as I myself, but every man has his proper gift of Elohiym, one in this way, and another in that way. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they remain even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but Adonai, do not let the gainee separate from her man. But, and if she separate, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her man, and let not the man put away his gainee. But to the remaining ones I speak, not Adonai. If any brother has a gainee that does not believe, and she is pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which has a man that does not believe, and if he is pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving man is sanctified by the gainee, and the unbelieving gainee is sanctified by the man. Otherwise your children would be unclean, but now they are sanctified. But if the unbelieving separate, let him separate. A brother or a sister is not enslaved in such cases, but Elohiym has called us to peace. For what do you know, O gainee, whether you shall save your man? Or what do you know, O man, whether you shall save your gainee? But as Elohiym has distributed to every man, as Adonai has called everyone, so let him walk, and so I ordain in all ecclesia. Is any man called being circumcised? Do not let him become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Do not let him be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of Elohiym. Let every man remain in the same calling wherein he was called. Are you called, being a servant? Do not concern for it, but if you may be made free, use it rather. For he that is called an Adonai, being a servant, is the Adonai's freeman. Likewise also he that is called, being free, is Mashiach's servant. You are bought with a price. Do not be the slaves of men. Brethren, let every man, where he is called, there remain with Elohiym. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of Adonai, yet I give my judgment as one that has obtained mercy of Adonai to be faithful. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Are you bound unto a gainee? Do not seek to be loosed. Are you loosed from a gainee? Do not seek a gainee. But, and if you marry, you have not sinned, and if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remains that both they that have women be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they do not weep, and they that rejoice as though they do not rejoice, and they that buy as though they do not possess, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passes away. But I do not want you to be anxious. He that is unmarried cares for the things that belong to Adonai, how he may please Adonai. But he that is married cares for the things that are of this world, how he may please his gainee. There is a difference also between a gainee and a virgin. The unmarried woman cares for the things of Adonai, that she may be kodesh, both in body and in spirit. But she that is married cares for the things of this world, how she may please her man. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is decorous, and that you may attend upon Adonai without distraction. But if any man think that he behaves himself indecorous toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age and need so require, let him do what he will. He does not sin, let them marry. Nevertheless, he that stands immovable in his heart, having no necessity, but has power over his own will, and has so decreed in his heart that he will keep his virgin, does well. So then he that gives her in wedding does well, but he that does not give in wedding does better. The gainee is bound by the law as long as her man lives, but if her man is dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in Adonai. But she is happier if she so remain after my judgment, and I think also that I have the Ruach of Elohiym. Chapter 8. Now concerning things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge inflates us up, but love edifies. And if any man think that he knows anything, he knows nothing, yet as he should to know. But if any man loves Elohiym, the same is known of him. As concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other Elohiym but one. For though there may be so-called God, whether in heaven or in earth, as there are many gods and many masters, but to us there is but one Elohiym, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Adonai, Yahusha Mashiach, by whom are all things, and we by him. However, not every man knows it, for some, with conscience of the idol unto this hour, eat it as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience, being weak, is defiled. But food does not commend us to Elohiym, for neither if we eat, we are better, neither if we do not eat, we are the worse. But be aware lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. For if any man see him that has knowledge sitting at the table in the idol's temple, shall not the conscience of him who is weak take courage to eat those things which are offered to idols? And through your knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom Mashiach died. But when you sin in this way against the brethren, and strike their weak conscience, you sin against Mashiach. Therefore, if food entice my brother to sin, I will eat no flesh while the world stands, lest I entice my brother to sin. Chapter 9. Am I not an apostolos? Am I not free? Have I not seen Yahusha Mashiach our Adonai? Are you not my work in Adonai? If I am not an apostolos unto others, yet doubtless I am to you, for the seal of my apostoli you are in Adonai. My answer to them that do examine me is this: Do we not have power to eat and to drink? Do we not have power to lead about a sister, a gaini, as well as other apostolos, and as the brethren of Adonai and Keph? Or only me and Bar Nabi, do we not have the power to do so? Who serves as a soldier any time at his own charges? Who plants a vineyard and does not eat of the fruit thereof? Or who feeds a flock and does not eat of the milk of the flock? I say these things as a man, or does not the law say the same? For it is written in the law of Moshe, You shall not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treads out the corn. Is Elohiym concerned for the oxen? Or does he say it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt, this is written, that he that plows should plow in hope, and that he that threshes in hope should be partaker of his hope. If we have planted unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing if we shall reap your carnal things? If others are partakers of this power over you, why not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but endure all things, lest we should hinder the gospel of Mashiach. Do you not know that they who minister about Kodesh things live of the things of the temple? And they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar. Even so has Adonai ordained that they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel. But I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things that it should be so done unto me. For it were better for me to die than that any man should make my boast in vain. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to boast of. For necessity is laid upon me. Yea, woe is unto me if I do not preach the gospel. For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, an administration is committed unto me. What is my reward then? Truly, that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Mashiach without charge, that I do not abuse my power in the gospel. For though I am free from all men, yet I have enslaved unto all, that I might gain the more. And unto the Yehudi I became as a Yehudi, that I might gain the Yehudi. To them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law. To them that are without the law, as without the law, being not without the law to Elohiym, but under the law to Mashiach, that I might gain them that are without the law. To the weak I became as weak, that I might gain the weak. I became all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Do you not know that they which run in a race run all, but one receives the prize? So run, that you may obtain. And every man that laboreth fervently is moderate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so I fight, not as one that beats the air. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be rejected. Chapter 10. Moreover, brethren, I do not want you ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moshe in the cloud and in the sea, and all ate the same spiritual food, and all drank the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. But with many of them Elohiym was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, so we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither you be idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit porneia, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed by serpents. Neither murmur, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed by the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Therefore let him that thinks he stands be aware lest he fall. There has no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But Elohiym is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. Therefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. You judge what I say. The cup of Barak which we barak, is it not the communion of the blood of Mashiach? The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Mashiach? For we, being many, are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of that one bread. Behold, Yasharel after the flesh, are they not which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What do I say then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to daimonion, and not to Elohiym, and I do not want you to have participation with daimonion. You cannot drink the cup of Adonai and the cup of daimonion. You cannot be partakers of Adonai's table and of the table of the daimonion. Do we provoke daimonion to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? All things are lawful for me, but all things are not profitable. All things are lawful for me, but all things do not edify. Let no man seek his own, but every man another's. Whatever is sold in the meat market, that eat, asking no question for conscience sake. For the earth belongs to Adonai and the fullness thereof. If any of them that believe calls you to a feast, and you want to go, whatever is set before you, eat, asking no question for conscience sake. But if any man say unto you, This is offered in sacrifice unto idols, do not eat for his sake that showed it, and for the conscience sake, for the earth belongs to Adonai and the fullness thereof. Conscience, I say, not your own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience? For if by grace I take part, why am I defamed for that which I give thanks? Whether therefore you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of Elohiym. Give none offense, neither to the Yehudi, nor to the Gentiles, nor to the ecclesia of Elohiym. Even as I please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved. Chapter 11. Be you followers of me, even as I also am of Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. But I want you to know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is Elohiym. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. But every woman that prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head. For that is even all one, as if she were shaven. For if the woman is not covered, let her also be bald. But if it is a shame for a woman to be bald or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed should not cover his head, forasmuch as he is the image and glory of Elohiym. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Because of this, the woman should have power over her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in Adonai. For as the woman came of the man, even so the man also comes from the woman, but all things come from Elohiym. Judge in yourselves, is it proper that a woman pray unto Elohiym uncovered? Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the ecclesia of Elohiym. Now in this that I declare, I do not praise you that you come together not for the better, but for the worse. For first of all, when you come together in the ecclesia, I hear that there are divisions among you, and I partially believe it. For there must be also sectarianism among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When you come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat Adonai's supper. For in eating, everyone takes before other his own supper, and one is hungry, and another is drunken. What? Do you not have houses to eat and drink in? Or do you despise the ecclesia of Elohiym, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I do not praise you. For I have received of Adonai that which also I delivered unto you, that Adonai Yahusha, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he broke it, and said, Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. And in the same way he also took the cup, when he had dined, saying, This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as many times as you drink it, in remembrance of me. For as many times as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim Adonai's death till he comes. Therefore, whoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of Adonai irreverently shall be guilty of the body and blood of Adonai. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eats and drinks irreverently eats and drinks damnation to himself, not discerning Adonai's body. For this reason many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are disciplined by Adonai, that we should not be condemned with the world. Therefore, my brethren, when you come together to eat, accept one for another. And if any man is hungry, let him eat at home, that you do not come together unto condemnation. And the rest I will set in order when I come. Chapter 12. Now, concerning the spiritual, brethren, I do not want you ignorant. You know that you were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. Therefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Ruach of Elohiym calls Yahusha cursed, and that no man can say that Yahusha is Adonai, but by the Ruach Kodesh. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Ruach, and there are different ways of administrations, but the same Adonai. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same Elohiym which works all in all. But the manifestation of the Ruach is given to every man to profit. For to one is given by the Ruach the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Ruach, to another faith by the same Ruach, to another the gifts of healing by the same Ruach, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another kinds of glossa, to another the interpretation of glossa. But all these works that one and the selfsame Ruach, distributing to every man severally as he will. For as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Mashiach. For by one Ruach we are all baptized into one body, whether we are Yehudi or Gentiles, whether we are slaves or free, and have been all made to drink into one Ruach. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, Because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not part of the body? And if the ear shall say, Because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not part of the body? If the whole body were an eye, how could it hear? If the whole were hearing, how could it smell? But now Elohiym has set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it has pleased him. And if they were all one member, where is the body? But now they are many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of you, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be feebler are necessary, and those members of the body which we think are less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but Elohiym has tempered the body together, having given greater honor to that part which lacked, that there should be no division in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member is honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now you are one body of Mashiach, and members in particular. And Elohiym has set some in the ecclesia, first apostolos, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversities of glossa. Are all apostolos? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Do you all have the gifts of healing? Do you all speak in glossa? Do you all interpret? But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet I show unto you a more excellent way. Chapter 13. Though I speak the glossa of men and of angels and have no love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have no love, I am nothing. And though I give away all that I have, and though I give my body to be burned, and have no love, it profits me nothing. Love is patience, kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast itself, is not proud. It is not rude, does not seek its own, is not easily provoked, does not think evil. It does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Suffer all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but the prophecies they shall fail. The glossa, they shall cease. The knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall vanish away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know even as also I am known. And now remains faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. Chapter 14. Pursue love and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that you prophesy. For he that speaks glossa does not speak unto men, but unto Elohiym, for no man understands him. But in the Spirit he speaks mysteries. But he that prophesies speaks unto men for edification and exhortation and comfort. He that speaks glossa edifies himself, but he that prophesies edifies the ecclesia. I want you all to speak glossa, but rather prophesy. For greater is he that prophesies than he that speaks glossa, except he interpret, that the ecclesia may receive edification. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking glossa, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation, or by knowledge, or by prophesying, or by doctrine? And even things without life-giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? For if the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? So likewise, except you utter by the glossa words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For you shall speak into the air. There are doubtless so many kinds of languages in the world, and none of them is without signification. Therefore, if I do not know the meaning of the language, I shall be unto him that speaks a barbaros, and that he that speaks is a barbaros unto me. Even so, forasmuch as you are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that you may excel to the edifying of the ecclesia. Therefore, let him that speaks glossa pray that he may interpret. For if I pray in glossa, my spirit prays, but my understanding is unfruitful. What is it then? I will pray with the spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing with the spirit, and I will sing with the understanding also. Otherwise, when you barak with the Spirit, how shall one without understanding say, Amen, at your gratitude, since he does not understand what you say? For you truly express gratitude well, but the other is not edified. I am grateful to my Elohiym. I speak glossa more than you all. Yet in the ecclesia I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in glossa. Brethren, do not be children in understanding. However, in malice children, but in understanding be men. In the law it is written, With other glossa and other lips will I speak unto this people, and yet for all that they will not hear me, says Adonai. Therefore glossa are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that do not believe. But prophesying is not for the unbeliever, but for the believer. If therefore the whole ecclesia comes assembled into one place, and all speak glossa, and there come in the unlearned or unbelievers, will they not say that you are crazy? But if all prophesy, and there come an unbeliever, or one unlearned, he is convinced of all, he is judged of all. And thus are the secrets of his heart made manifest. And so falling down on his face, he will worship Elohiym, and announce that Elohiym is truly in you. How is it then, brethren, when you come together, every one of you has a song, has a doctrine, has a glossa, has a revelation, and has an interpretation? Let all things be done unto edifying. If any man speaks glossa, it should be by 2, or at the most 3, and one after another, and let one interpret. But if there are no interpreter, let him keep silence in the ecclesia, and let him speak to himself and to Elohiym. Let the prophets speak 2 or 3, and let the other judge. If anything is revealed to another that sits by, let the first keep silence. For you may all prophesy, one by one, that all may learn, and all may be comforted. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For Elohiym is not confusion, but peace, as in all ecclesia of the Kadosh. Let your women keep silence in the ecclesia, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also says the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their men at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in the ecclesia. What? Did the word of Elohiym come out from you, or did it come unto you only? If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that are right unto you are the commandments of Adonai. But if any man is ignorant, let him be ignorant. Therefore, brethren, covet to prophecy, and do not forbid to speak glossa. Let all things be done decently and in order. Chapter 15. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which also you have received, and where you stand, by which also you are saved, if you keep in memory what I preached unto you, unless you have believed in vain. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Mashiach died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the 3rd day according to the Scriptures, and that he was seen by Keph, then by the 12. After that he was seen by more than 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remain unto this present, but some are fallen asleep. After that he was seen by Yaakov, then by all the apostolos. And last of all, he was seen by me also, as an abortion. For I am the least of the apostolos, that am not able to be called an apostolos, because I persecuted the ecclesia of Elohiym. But by the grace of Elohiym I am what I am, and his grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain. But I work harder more abundantly than they all, yet not I, but the grace of Elohiym which was with me. Therefore, whether it was I or they, so we preach, and so you believed. Now, if Mashiach is preached that he rose from the dead, how do some among you say that there is no resurrection of the dead? But if there is no resurrection of the dead, then has Mashiach not risen? And if Mashiach has not risen, then is our preaching vain, and your faith is also vain. Yea, and we are found false witnesses of Elohiym, because we have testified of Elohiym that he raised up Mashiach, whom he did not raise. If so, be that the dead are not raised. And if Mashiach is not raised, your faith is in vain, you are yet in your sins. Then they also which are fallen asleep in Mashiach are perished. If in this life only we have hope in Mashiach, we are the most miserable of all men. But now is Mashiach risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept. For since by a man came death, by a man came also the resurrection of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, Mashiach the firstfruits, afterward they that are Mashiach's at his coming. Then comes the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Elohiym, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign, till he has put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. For he has put all things under his feet. But when he says all things are put under him, it does not include the one who put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Elohiym may be all in all. Otherwise, what shall they do who are not baptized for the dead, if the dead are not raised at all? Why are they then baptized for the dead? And why do we live in jeopardy every hour? Daily I face death, as sure as I boasting about you and Mashiach Yahusha our Adonai. If by men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, what advantage is it to me, if the dead do not rise? Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupt good manners. Awake to righteousness, and do not sin, for some do not have the knowledge of Elohiym. I speak this to your shame. But some man will say, how are the dead raised up, and with what body do they come? You fool! What you plant is not come to live unless it dies. And what you plant, you did not plant that body that shall be, but bear grain. It may be of wheat or some other grain. But Elohiym gives it a body as it has pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and earthly bodies, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the earthly is another one. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, and indeed one star is different from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is planted in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is planted in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is planted in weakness, it is raised in power. It is planted a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a life-giving spirit. But that which is spiritual was not first, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, of dust. The second man is Adonai, from heaven. As is the one man made of dust, such are they also that are made of dust. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the made of dust, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Now I say this, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Elohiym, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we all shall be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, Death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is your sting? O Hades, where is your victory? The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks be to Elohiym, who gives us the victory through our Adonai Yahusha Mashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be constant, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Adonai, because you know that your work hard is not in vain in Adonai. Chapter 16. Now, concerning the collection for the Kadosh, as I have given order to the ecclesia of Galatia, even so do you. Upon the first day of the week, let every one of you lay by him in store, as Elohiym has prospered him, that there is no collection when I come. And when I come, whomever you shall approve by your letters, them I will send to bring your gift unto Jerusalem. And if it is suitable that I go also, they shall go with me. Now I will come unto you when I shall pass through Macedonia, for I will pass through Macedonia. And it may be that I will remain, yea, and stay with you, that you may bring me on my journey wherever I go. For I will not see you now by the way, but I trust to tarry a while with you, if the Adonai permit. But I will remain in Ephesus until Pesach, for a great door and opportunity is opened unto me, and there are many adversaries. Now, if Timotheus come, see that he may be with you without fear, for he works the work of Adonai, as I also do. Let no man therefore despise him, but conduct him forth in peace, that he may come unto me, for I look for him with the brethren. Concerning our brother Apollos, I greatly desired him to come unto you with the brethren, but his will was not at all to come at this time. But he will come when he shall have convenient time. Watch, persevere in the faith, act manly, be strong. Let all your things be done with love. I exhort you, brethren, you know the house of Stephanas, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have ordained themselves to the ministry of the Kadosh. That ye submit yourselves unto such, and to every one that helps with us and work. I am glad of the coming of Stephanas, and Fortunatos, and Achaicos, for what was lacking on your part they have supplied. For they have refreshed my spirit and yours, therefore acknowledge them that they are such. The ecclesia of Asia salute you. Achilles and Priscilla salute you much in Adonai, with the ecclesia that is in their house. All the brethren greet you. Greet one another with a Kodesh kiss. The salutation of me, Paulos, with my own hand. If any man does not love Adonai Yahusha Mashiach, let him be cursed. Maranatha. The grace of our Adonai Yahusha Mashiach be with you. My love be with you all in Mashiach Yahusha. Amen.